our history project today. We're going to make our own beer. Mansfield 103.2 Bitter will be coming back to Mansfield because Mansfield Bitter is no longer brewed here, and we think it's time to bring the ale back to the town. And Tiny Rob, you are going to be making it at some point over the next couple of months, and then you're going to be distributing it. I think that's the word, isn't it? Letting people drink it.
Yep.
At the Mansfield Beer Festival.
Yes.
If camera will let us.
If they'll let us, and if, I manage to get it happening.
On the line now, you've got Lee Corn from Carsick over in Sutton. Lee, you've got something to ask me.
Yeah, don't you think that name's a bit lame, mate?
What name?
Mansfield Bitter 103.2 Bitter. Don't you think it's a bit long-winded? I do.
Maybe. Okay. What do you think? You come up with some better ones, better names?
Well, I did say to you, Mansfield Beat, didn't I?
Mansfield Beat, rubbish.
Yeah. So Watko's Wobbler.
Watko's Wobbler?
Yeah. Well, you will be after you've drunk it, won't you?
It depends how strong we make it, I suppose. I kind of like...
If Rob's doing it, then no.
No, it'll probably be very weak.
Yeah, very weak.
Yeah, he's rubbish, isn't he?
Unbelievable.
He's rubbish. Yeah, I like that. Any more ideas?
Not off air, no.
No.
Not what you can put on air.
But you definitely do not want it to be called the Mansfield 103.2.
I just think it's a bit long-winded, mate, that's all. I mean, you could find... I know you're a pretty clever chap, so I'm sure you can find something a little bit better than that.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think Watko's Wobbler would be a good start.
That is a very good start, Lee. I like that, but we've got to promote responsible drinking here, and we don't want...
Well, yeah, I know that.
I don't want the beer to be 50% proof. We went to make beer yesterday. We went to the Naked Brewer Brewing Company.
Yep.
The Naked Brewer Brewing Company is new. It's never been used before. It's a whole new world.
Of entertaining radio beer-making escapades.
Okay, why are we making beer? Well, a couple of months back, I said, hey, we should sort of make a beer to bring back the tradition of brewing locally, because there used to be Mansfield Brewery. Now, Mansfield Bitter still exists, but it's brewed somewhere else. Wolverhampton, I believe now, which is a long way away. So, I said, hey, why not create our own beer? And we could maybe get the camera guys, that's the Campaign for Real Ale guys in Mansfield and Ashfield, to let people try our beer at the beer festival coming up in October, which is later this month. Anyway, so we got in touch with them. They were excited about it, so we decided that we would make a beer. They hooked us up with a lady called Sarah Webster. She was fantastic, and yesterday she helped us, she mostly did it herself, helped us make Mansfield 103 Brew.
Right, so it's now just coming up to 9:30, and we're at the sparging part of the process.
What Sarah's doing now is she's just starting to run off into the hopback. This little gadget here looks like a gigantic colander. It'll be pumped up from the hopback into the copper prior to the boil and adding the hop.
So let the sparging commence.
Those bright eyes will shine.
We've reached the stage now where we need to test the beer in progress so we can basically work out what the alcohol content's going to be. And there was a bit of a scare because I think when it first went in, there was sort of talk of, I heard 80% mentioned. People would be going home in an ambulance from the festival. But we're getting down to a more sensible figure now.
We're aiming for 4.5-4.6% at the moment.
It's never fun. Drink.
The smell of the beer is really starting to seep through.
It's absolutely a beautiful malt smell.
It's going to be good.
So what is this then?
Now, these are the spent materials, the malts from the mashing process.
It smells like the sort of stuff that you might be giving to animals on a farm to eat, potentially.
Yes, this could now be fed to pigs as a supplement to their...
Or students.
Or students, yes, if they're that hungry.
So there you go, West Notts College students. We might try and bring this back for you. So we've got 3 glasses there being poured of some of the liquor that we're going to try out in a second. Yep, sweet and then quite bitter very quickly.
It's the full body that we were looking for and that sweet malty taste.
Are you going to down it then?
I think I'll wait until they finish brew. I'm not into chewing hops.
I quite like that a little bit. There's a little bit of chewy hops in there that I kind of like. It's kind of like one of those oatmeal bars.
I think Rob should have a taste, don't you?
Definitely.
Oh, it's very bitter at the end.
Yes, that will mellow.
That will really mellow quite a lot.
We're well on the way.
That says it all.
That's going to be a marvellous beer, I reckon.
I agree with Keith.
I agree with Keith too. So this is the first brew today. Thank you so much for saying that you would do our brew. How's it been? Because I know that it's been one of those nerve-wracking experiences.
It's been a crazy day, to be fair. Emotions up and down all day, and I think the biggest pressure is to get it right, what we was trying to brew to, and it's come out spot on. So yeah, it's absolutely magnificent, but it was a hard day, very hard day.
Sarah Webster there, the Naked Brewer Brewing Company's head brewer, or brewster. You're a brewster if you're a woman that brews, apparently. You learnt a lot of stuff yesterday, had a fantastic day at the Corner Pin Public House over in Ashfield. The Naked Brewer Brewing Company, let's hope it continues to brew lots more beer over the coming years. But ours was the first, Mansfield 103 Point Brew. You heard lots of people in there, lots of people from Camera.
Yeah, we had Keith Wells from Camera, who is the press and publicity officer for the Mansfield and Ashfield Camera branch. And we also had David Brett, who's the chairman of the Mansfield and Ashfield branch, and he's also sort of overseer of the whole Camera region in this area.
And we'll be hearing from Sarah Webster, because I did a more in-depth interview with Sarah at the end after we were sort of told to leave, because we'd have to wait a long time before they put the yeast in, because they had to cool it down. So we were told to leave around about 4 o'clock yesterday, but you were there from 7 through until 4, and they were still going when we left. And I spoke to Sarah, and it was a bit of a whirlwind day for her. When we sort of found out what the alcohol content was going to be, you said that moment when you were sort of going for the 4.5, that was like harder than giving birth, you said.
Waiting for that moment to come to make sure that we got it right. Yeah, it was worse than giving birth. You're down there and you're just hoping that you've done it right, and we did. We nailed it.
Well, you did a fantastic job. Just wanted to know whether you think that me and Rob could make us able assistants in a brewery. Well, that says it all, doesn't it, really? Probably not.
You've been a pleasure to have, but kind of when it got a bit steamy.
That's exactly true. We certainly did that, and we went to sit in the tap room of the pub. This is my advert. The premise behind this is that it's a tradition, Mansfield tradition. Another tradition is that, you know, we like carry-on humour in this country, don't we? We like those naughty postcards, the saucy postcards, you know, that you get at Skeggy. Well, I'm trying to mix that with bringing beer back to Mansfield, and here's mine.
Oh, Percy, what's that you're hiding in your greenhouse?
Fred, it's something I'm growing for the missus. Come and have a look, mate.
Crikey, that's a big one.
I've been feeding it Mansfield 103 Point Brew.
When your Gladys cops an eye on the size of your mother, she'll pass out.
Won't be the first time, mate.
Mansfield 103 Point Brew. It's hard to keep a good tradition down. Over 18s only, and please drink responsibly.
Right, OK, so instant reaction from our sales director, Pete Topley.
It says what it is on the can, in the barrel, in the bottle. It's a bottle of beer, it's beer, it makes Maras grow.
Lift your style and drink your beer.
Right, so it's all hotting up here. We're about 30 seconds away from the first pint of Mansfield 103 Point Brew being poured. Mr. Ian Watko Watkins is stepping up to the mark to do it. How are you feeling?
Very good. I've got the chairman, who's going to be the first person that I pour the beer for.
I'll just have a third, please.
A third.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling confident?
Not very confident at all.
Nice and treat it like a woman. Nice and gently. Look at that.
Here we go, ready to taste it. It's in the glass.
Cheers.
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 That is a beautiful beer. We have scoring cards we use for beer, which work from 0 to 5, and I'll give that 4.5.
Hearts never part. Drink.
Sarah's just pouring out. Sarah Webster. Sarah, what did you think?
It's absolutely superior to anything else you're ever going to drink.
It's that good. Mr. Watko's having some now. Down in one.
Drinking responsibly at this year's Mansfield and Ashfield Beer and Cider Festival.
Having a slurp.
That is good. That is awesome. David gave it a 4.5. I'm giving it a 6.
Right, that's what we all think. Let's go and have a little chat to some of the punters.
Very, very nice. It smells fruity and tastes a bit nutty. Can I keep it?
It's lovely. It's very deep, very dark, gorgeous.
It's nice and soft on palate, but I don't think I could sup it all night.
Lovely, nice cream, smooth texture and nice flavour.
Well, it's a dark beer. Tastes a bit too licoriously burnt to me.
I think it's very nice. It's a very dark malty brew, which I like.
It's delicious. Absolutely first class.
I think you've got a distinctive taste there. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but it's a nice taste.
It's nice, yeah. I definitely could have another pint of that.
Yeah, it tastes absolutely brilliant. Can't get enough of it. I think I'm going to be here all night.
So there you go. That was the Mansfield 103 Point Brew. Done.